What's up, people of YouTube? I'm Karsatowski and welcome back to the Karsatowski Bowling YouTube channel. And in today's bowling breakdown, we have the 1993 PBA Tums Classic. So let's get on to the title match. The title match of the 1993 PBA Tums Classic features Brian Voss and Jason Couch, two PBA Hall of Famers with legendary careers. We actually covered Brian Voss's first PBA Tour title, which was a few weeks ago we covered. That was actually 10 years prior to this match. Yep, and since then he's won 12 titles in that decade-long stretch. Brian Voss was very successful throughout the mid to late 80s and throughout the entire 90s. And you know what? I bet nowadays Brian Voss still has a very good game to this day. And here is Jason Couch going for his very first PBA Tour title. His game pretty much looks about the same there as it would throughout his entire career. Yeah, he has pretty decent amount of knee bend, that really high backswing, one of the higher backswings on the PBA Tour, and then goes down and rips on it at the bottom. And I've noticed that he tends to go off balance quite a bit with throwing it that hard, especially at this point of his career. But when he's able to get that deep knee bend at the sliding position, then he has some pretty good balance there. And he goes through the face this time, almost leaving the big four, but not leaving the 7-pin with it. He goes for it. That's a good try. Very good try. Jason Couch won Rookie of the year prior. This is his second full year on the PBA Tour. 7 top 24 finishes, 8 cashes, and 12 tournaments, making the cut 2/3 of the time. And that ball goes real high for Voss. That ball looks like it hooked at his toes. And this would have been only a couple years after reactive resin was introduced. Oh, pin falls late, leaving one behind. Yeah, the Rhino Pro was a ball that was heavily used during this time. One of the first, well, I think what may have happened, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, but the Rhino Pro was one of the first reactive balls, but I think they may have made some kind of urethane version, if I'm not mistaken. But I know the Rhino Pro was heavily used in the early to mid-90s because it was like one of the first and best reactive balls during this time. And Voss makes a big adjustment and goes high flush for a strike. Or I should say dead flush for a perfect strike. Jason gets the kick on the 7-pin.
Jason Couch, who stayed in the regional program of the PBA an extra year, and here's why.
Well, I had the money to come out here one, but only for the summer and the fall stops, and I didn't think that'd be enough to win the Rookie of the Year on it. So I stayed back an extra year. I bowled the regional program, had a great deal of success there. I won 5 times and cashed in almost all of my tournaments, and I felt like that I could come out here and compete after doing that well in the regional program.
Good shot. Oh, that's high flush. That is high flush. Alrighty. It looks like we're going to go into the infamous 4th frame break. Alright, Brian Voss is up after that commercial break.
He leads by 1, can take an 11-pin lead.
His ball is hooking real early on that lane. He'll need to move his feet probably about 3 boards, maybe 3 boards left. I'm not real sure how many boards players like Brian Voss would move at this time. Most players like Walter Ray typically only move about 1 board, and I've even heard of Walter Ray doing some really crazy stuff like moving a quarter board, which I really don't even know how you do that. You have to have real good control over your feet to do something like that. But yeah, not very big moves back then. It's usually like just a 1 board move with your feet and keep your eyes the exact same. And sometimes maybe 2 boards with your feet and like 1 with your eyes for the most part. And there were some players who made pretty big moves like Leto at this time, but most of them didn't make very big moves. And Voss is another good stroke on that left lane. And that is Ricky Ward waiting the winner in the King of the Hill match. That's something they don't do today, the King of the Hill matches after the championship match. But really, though, if a bowler wins a title, well, that's a light shot by Couch, make it a turkey. So, yeah, King of the Hill match, I think would be pretty difficult for players today, because especially if a bowler is winning their first title and then they have to bowl another match after that, they've expelled all of that energy after winning the title, and now they've got to bowl another match against another pro. So that, yeah, the championship matches take a lot out of a player, especially if it's their first time winning. So I'm kind of glad they don't do it today, but the concept is still interesting though. And that is for a ham bone. But also though, it cuts into TV time too, because that is a whole extra half an hour right there. And PBA telecasts are already 2 hours long, so I doubt that national TV would give bowling an extra half an hour for a King of the Hill match, especially a match that doesn't really matter too much except for prize money. And that is now that is a weird looking 7-10 leave. But Brian Voss is known for picking up the 7-10 split in much needed situations. And there's Mark Roth, the first to make the 7-10. Really, dude? They could have waited to do that, or they could have just done it earlier. They completely cut out Brian Voss' attempt at that. We didn't even get to see how he tried to go for it. I bet he hit the corner of a pin and it tried to bounce off, but didn't get at the right angle. That was really light. Yeah. Mark Roth, after 45 years of converting the 7-10 on TV, is still the only right-handed bowler to convert the 7-10 on TV. And there have been 3 left-handed bowlers who've done it. I don't know if that tells you anything about it, but that is interesting to me, because there's been plenty of right-handed bowlers who've left the 7-10 since Mark Roth picked it up, including Brian Voss. Oh, and we got the trophy in somebody's living room. It's a great shot from Couch. Yeah, he's feeling it for sure. Yep, he's on a groove, especially after that split from Voss. Couch just threw a Yahtzee and has a 41-pin leave with 3 frames left. So at this point, Brian Voss needs them all. He needs a Yahtzee of his own, and he needs Couch to just lose his look over the next 3 frames. But at this rate, it doesn't look like Couch is going to give Voss that opportunity. Oh, that goes light. Okay. Probably threw that one a bit too hard. Someone who has a high backswing like Jason Couch, stuff like this is common. But if he converts this, then he'll still have the advantage. Covers that perfectly.
Had 2 third-place finishes last year. His best this year was 10th.
Voss, 8 frames in a must-strike situation, trailing by 39.
All right, Brian Voss needs to figure something out.
Coach with strike spares the rest of the
His ball has been going real high on this lane. And it still went high that time, but he struck. Yeah, I still think he needs to make, I guess, maybe a 2-in-1 move. I mean, if I was him, that's what I would do.
93 Subaru World Open Gymnastics Championships. That action begins at 3 Eastern, 2 Central Pacific, followed by, yes, Valvoline 205 Formula 1 champ Nigel Mansell tries for a 2nd consecutive IndyCar victory.
must shot for Brian Voss. Cannot win if he doesn't strike.
Oh my goodness. How is he splitting so much? And that looked like a pretty dadgum good shot. And if he wasn't going to strike there, at least just leave a 4-pin or a 2-pin. I mean, come on, man. Huh. Good grief.
Even if he makes it, he's in real trouble, but he will be back. He's one of
Yeah, he's kind of got to go for it at this point. And that was a good shot at it. If that was just a board left, I think he would have nailed that.
Voss going with the straight shot, very little hook, good technique at this split.
Yeah, this split doesn't have very big margin for error. Yeah, that is like, that may even be half a board. And there you go. A messenger for good measure right there. So Couch really doesn't even need pins at this point. Yeah, he just sealed the deal right there. For Couch's first title, he was feeling it the entire match. And the only bad shot he made is when he left that double wood. The 3-8.
And he can add another 5 if he can dispose of the king of the hill, Ricky Ward. That match will be coming up after this one.
Nice looking red ball.
Wasting no time. This 23-year-old will be going against a
He's finishing up here.
tough bowler, Ricky Ward.
Joe Hutchinson has knocked down the Firestone Tournament champion.
Perfect shot. That's his best shot of the match. And it's on the fill ball. 226 for Jason Couch.
226.
And Brian Voss is finishing up here. He gets a really good shot on that right lane. That's actually, both lanes have been causing him problems. He's left splits on both lanes.
He skipped one tournament all winter. He told me he was tired last night, and I know he wasn't thinking about that in the championship round today. However, he did.
That kind of looks like a zebra pattern
Billy Young.
wrist guard that Voss has. See, there you go. He's left so many splits today. The 4-9 is just a kick to the teeth, though, because that's a good pocket hit. And it's just high enough to leave both of them, but he actually trips out the 4-pin that time.
10 times on our telecast, 2 victories. Congratulations. And a kiss.
An upcoming King of the Hill match, I'm not going to watch it, though, because it kind of really doesn't matter, just for extra prize money. Anyway, so that is Jason Couch's first of 16 PBA Tour titles. Jason Couch would also win 4 majors in his PBA career, and 3 of them would be 3 consecutive Tournament of Champions. Yeah, Couch has had a very interesting career. I'd probably have to put Jason Couch somewhere in the top 40 of all time. Probably like maybe 30, I guess maybe 32 or 33rd greatest player of all time. And he also currently bowls on the PBA 50 Tour and has, I think, 3 titles. I think he can be one of the few players who wins at least 10 PBA 50 Tour titles and at least 10 PBA National titles. So there are currently 5 bowlers who have that mark, and I think he can be one of the 10 or so who accomplishes that feat. Well, anyway, So if you all have enjoyed this PBA Bowling Breakdown and you want to see more, then be sure to hit that subscribe button so you'll never miss any videos. I'm Karsatowski. Keep watching my content and I'll see you in that next video. See ya.